Yasser Arafat's widow, Suha Arafat, joins me. She is now calling for her husband or late husband's body to be exhumed. Suha, good to talk to you.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank
How
you very
difficult a
much.
decision was that for you to make? And I wonder who you're really doing it for. Are you doing it for Palestinians in the territories? Are you doing it for yourself, for a sense of closure, or maybe for your daughter who's here with us?
I'm doing it as a wife, as a mother, as a partner of this great man for 20 years. I'm doing it for the Palestinian generation, for the Palestinian children, and for the whole world to know the truth about the assassination of Yasser Arafat.
The assassination.
Yes, we have first proofs of crime here. We're speaking about a crime. When we find more than 50% of polonium in his clothes, and the most important laboratory in the world, this is very significant.
Yeah. I wonder how far along in this process you have taken this to this point. You're calling for an exhumation. Have you made the official request?
I'm calling for an exhumation because the Swiss scientists said we have to do it to be sure 100%. And we have to exhume the body to know the reality. And I'm listening to their advice. They advised me we have to go ahead so that we can close this chapter that has been hidden, this chapter for 8 years. So I know it's a very difficult decision. I'm asking the help of the whole world with me. I'm asking the help of the Palestinian Authority, of the Muslim sheikhs that can do a special fatwa for this. I've heard that Kardawi...
Is that what is required?
Of course, this is very important because Kardawi just said that if there's a crime, we can take the body and exhume it. I want that the whole world, the whole Muslim world, the international community, the United Nations will be with me to discover this crime.
So forgive me here. I want to sort of drill down on the actual process that you have to go through in order for this to happen, because we want to track it, frankly.
Yes, I just knew, can you imagine, today I just knew the truth. Today, Al Jazeera inquirers, showed me all the analysis and that there was 50% of polonium in the belongings of my late husband. So we have to take a further step. My first reaction was, I want to go ahead to exhume the body. I might find opposition from some people. Maybe Israel would not let the Swiss team to come and exhume the body. Maybe the Palestinian Authority will have some criticism about this. But I hope that everybody will stand next to me for this reason.
So this is interesting. I wonder, when you start to detail where the opposition might come from, what then are the chances that this actually happens? And let's put it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being that this happens and the body is exhumed and the test can move forward. What are the chances that this request of yours is actually granted?
I hope. I'm going to work. I will tell you, it's not an easy process. We have to find lawyers. We have to find a prosecutor general in Palestine to give the order for this, considering that this might be a crime. So when it comes to a crime, we have to go to further investigations.
Yeah. Suha, let me take you back for a moment. As I watched the piece tonight, I was struck by a couple of questions, but none more haunting for me than the question of an autopsy. Did you ever, at any moment in time, consider ordering an autopsy of your late husband's body?
No, it never occurred to me in the beginning. I thought that everybody has done the most important analysis to know, and nobody find the truth about his death. So I said maybe it's not important, and don't forget that his body was buried in Ramallah. It was no more, nothing was with me. But now, when we have very serious results, we have to go further.
Was it satisfying? Were you satisfied with the idea that he died of quote-unquote natural causes?
No, never.
You never were?
Never. And
so you know that's why I come back to the question of an autopsy.
All the Palestinian people never had this doubt. Everybody was doubting that he died. Can you imagine? They've done all the analysis, the whole analysis. He died from nothing. They have no reason why he died from. So we have to go further for the analysis. Every Palestinian child, every Palestinian person, every Muslim person, every Arab person all over the world is asking why this man died, from what this man died. And it never occurred to me to do an autopsy because it was so much complicated. But now the circumstances has changed. We have more scientific findings. We have more scientific, everything is changing now. Science has changed.
So forgive me while I push on this particular area a little more. Did the doctors ever ask you and say to you, Suha, maybe we should do this?
No.
I recommend an autopsy.
No, nobody.
Not one of the doctors?
Not one of the doctors, nobody. Nobody asked
No
me.
one suggested
no
it?
One
no
suggested.
one recommended it?
No, because it was said that somebody suggested autopsy for me and I refused. Never. Never it occurred to us, we were in the beginning satisfied with the French, medical report that said that he died from no reason and we don't know why he died because they tried all the toxic materials. But nobody could think about a nuclear reason.
Sure.
And now in this Alpha laboratory, they discovered that there's polonium, and this is a nuclear element.
And now so much of the body tissue is gone. So the last real hope here of getting to the bottom of this is that your late husband's body is exhumed.
They're exhumed. But don't forget that they found a lot of polonium in his sweater, in his t-shirts, in his underwears, in his everything, in every single, clothes that he wore.
But don't you want more than that?
I want more than that, of course, because we have to close this chapter and we have to begin more important steps to go to the maybe criminal courts, to go to the United Nations, to do an inquiry, because who owns polonium? Who owns? Which country owns polonium? There's not 100 countries that owns polonium. We know that you can just
Sure.
5 or 6 countries can own polonium. This is very, very, very. This is a secret war, and if we begin to kill our opponents by this secret war, this is very, very, very dangerous.
2 quick ones. Any regrets now in hindsight? And I understand that this is unfair because it's hindsight. But any regrets that you didn't demand an autopsy?
I could not because his body was no more with me. I was in France, and already there has been some problems in the hospital. It was you maybe witnessed this, and they took him to Ramallah, and in Ramallah nobody asked for an autopsy. It was not maybe my duty. It was the duty of the Palestinian Authority to ask for autopsy that they did not do. Here, I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm telling you the facts.
Let me come back to another question and try it again. What are the chances that your late husband's body is exhumed per your request? What are the chances? Do you believe it will happen?
I believe that if there's a pressure from the international community about this subject, that if we had all the legals, all the lawyers, all the judges and prosecutor generals from all over the world to ask, he was not only a Palestinian leader, he was an international Arab Muslim leader. Everybody has to gather its efforts to do this, exhuming the body.
Are you calling here for an international investigation?
I'm calling for an international investigation as they did for Hariri. Rafiq Hariri when he died. I call from Al Jazeera here an international investigation, a further international investigation. This is very dangerous. If we don't like somebody, we put him, a polonium in his body. This is very dangerous.
Are you an investigation?
Yes, I am for an investigation.
Suha, a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.